What's going on, YouTubers? Got another update for you, haven't I? Kinda cool. Rocking with these updates, doing as many as I can when things change up a bit. So obviously today things have changed up a little bit, but right after this intro I'll get straight into it. Welcome back, peeps. Got a few updates, so where can we start? We'll start in the shit tank. The angelfish never made it past wrigglers. They've ate them all again. I'm not too bothered because the male's shit at doing what he does anyway, so I'm gonna grow out another male, I think, and put a different male with her. As you can see, that tank's now empty that had the albino crubensis in. They were laying quite constantly all the time, but I was never seeing any difference, so I thought give them a different tank. So that's what I did. They're now in here. So they're cool. Focus, bitch. Focus. So they're doing cool in there. They're in a slightly smaller tank. The tank they were in was a 24 by 15 by 15, and this one is a 24 by 12 by 15, so not a great deal smaller. The blackboard endlers, they're still doing gravy. Now, if you remember, in this tank I had two different species of Julidachromis Tanganyikan cichlids. Well, I've now split the two species and they've got their own tanks. So these are Julidachromis ornatus. I've set them up for breeding, but if anybody comes to me wanting to buy them, I'll still sell them. But I figured, whilst nobody was buying them, why not do something with them? I don't think they're quite up to breedable size yet, but you never know. And then the next tank across, we've got Julidachromis transcriptus. Both of these species were an absolute arse to catch. The thing with Tanganyikan cichlids is, just as you think you're going to get them in the net, they jump out. So obviously they were in this tank, and this tank's right next to the pumps and stuff. So they were jumping out, and then I had one land on this tub of food, and then it hopped off and fell down there. Went behind the heater where there's a big spider's web. So I booted the spider out of his house, obviously, and then I had to fish the web out of its mouth. I had to do that twice over, once with an ornatus and once with a transcriptus, but I've still got 4 of each. None of them have died, so that's good, despite it being quite eventful for such a little fishy. Crubensis, they're still doing great. Growing, as they do. Angel grow outs, they're just angel grow outs. Now these little fuckers, these are doing brilliant. They're doing really good. They're growing by the day now, so that's awesome. I love cribs. The snakeskin guppies, they're also growing by the day. Of course it won't focus. And the Stalsbergi, they still don't look like much, but they're getting there. Now, if you remember, in the big tank I had the angelfish grow outs, and in this tank I had Slug and his mates. Well, I swapped things over. Slug was getting a little bit too feisty, and he was starting to tear the tail fins of the others, so and some of the angelfish weren't growing right, because I think basically the tanks were too big. So I put the angelfish in this one, and I put Slug and his pals in the big 4B2B2. The angelfish don't, well, they haven't liked the move too much. They're excreting a fair bit of the body slime. You can see it more on that fish. But by the time tomorrow's over with, they should be back to normal. The cutter eye are doing awesome, as per. And all the live bearer fry are doing great. And I think I finally cracked the Zipopodus Neza bullshit. Can't pronounce it. I've got more fry. Woohoo! I got one there that you can just about make out. The camera won't focus, obviously. There's another one there. Another one there. Now, I think I've got about 15 now instead of one, which is awesome. I'm well made up with that. And then Slug and his mates are now up here. Better tank for them, 4B2B2. I got Slug out and measured him, and he is about 5.5 inch. So he's growing well. Ella's there, but you can see the tail fins are a little bit torn up, and Ella herself is getting a little bit feisty. So this tank's much bigger. It's like 3 times the volume of the tank they were in. They've got a big corner filter there, a big corner filter there, and a power filter in the middle, so they've got more than enough filtration. Using the LED spotlights just to make them stand out a little bit better. And earlier on today, I had to do a fish rescue. Basically, well, I'll turn the camera around so I can speak. One moment, please, while I transfer you. Transfer complete. Thanks for waiting. Yeah, so earlier on in the week, I got a message from a girl that's a good friend of mine. She was like, listen Danny, I need your help. I've got somebody who wants me to take a load of fish off them, but as you know, some of the fish I keep are aggressive and my fish won't get on with them. Is there any way you can help? So obviously I asked the obvious question, well, you know, what are the fish? She told me. So I was like, well, to be honest, I put my head in my hands and I said, for fuck's sake, I really don't want to do this, but I'm not about to leave a fish in distress, basically. And to those of you who know, fish is a genuine passion of mine. I won't see any fish suffer at all, and if I can help, I will. I like to think I'm quite a helpful person, or a good person at that. My arm's hurting. So yeah, told me what the fish was. I really didn't want to take the fish, but in my mind I had no choice, because otherwise they were just going to end up down the toilet or something. I don't really know. The backstory is, people who had these 2 tanks, one was a tropical and one was cold water, they could no longer be arsed with them, and my friend went round to take a synodontis catfish that she wanted and some silver dollars, and when she got there, she was disgusted really. The tanks were a complete mess. She couldn't see in the tanks to see the fish she wanted. She had to clean the glass herself to see the fish. She said that they were, one was green with that much algae and the other one was black. There was just debris all over the place and the fish were in a piss poor state, to say the least. So with her being a kind person that she is anyway, and an animal lover, she does a lot of reptile rescue. She wanted to take, well, she wanted to help the fish, but she could only take certain fish, and the other ones were left for me. So one of the fish was a breeding pair of convict cichlids and a Honduran red point. My friend decided that they'll be okay with her, so she's taken them, which is good. I really don't want any more breeding convicts. I've been there a million times over. And the other ones, well, I'll show you. It isn't, I will be honest, one of the fish is not a fish I would ever keep myself. It's not a fish I would ever recommend anybody keep. I hate the fish. Well, I don't hate the fish, I hate what they are. I really don't agree with them, but like I said, I won't see any fish suffer. I'd rather them be with me and get looked after, and then obviously I will rehome them myself, where I can vet the person's tank so I know they're going to be looked after. So let's go and have a look at that, why don't we? Please wait a moment while I transfer you. Transfer complete. Welcome back. So one of the fish, which ain't bad, that marble angelfish, not in bad condition actually. One of its ventrals is a little bit wonky, but it's nothing major. All of the fins are intact, good body shape and stuff, so I should be able to breed from that. And the next fish I'm about to show you will probably leave you wondering how the fucking hell that angelfish is as good as condition as it is, because in the tank that these were rescued from, there was that angelfish, there was the fish I'm about to show you, there was a breeding pair of convict cichlids, a lone Honduran red point cichlid, a common plec, a massive featherfin synodontis, and a few other oddball twats. So I'm going to show you these fish that I seriously don't agree with. I don't really want to show them on camera, but it's got to be done. And if anything, this can be a warning to some of you newcomers to the hobby. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Fucking parrotfish. I really, like, seriously do not like these fish. And trust me when I say that these fish are absolutely humongous. I measured them, and from the, whatever you'd call that, a fucking beak, to the tip of its tail was 8 inches. Sorry, 7 inches. They're just massive and ugly. But yeah, I don't really know what to say. But if any of you guys out there are watching this and you're getting into fish keeping and you've seen these in your shop and you want them, I would strongly recommend you didn't bother. A, they're ugly. B, they're purposely deformed. C, they get big. And D, they get aggressive, or can be aggressive. This is actually a sex pair, it's fucking male and female. Not that anything had happened, because the male should be infertile, I hope. They actually wouldn't be that bad of a fish if the face wasn't all messed up. Kind of looks like I've hit it with a spade. But yeah, parrotfish, lovely. Not. Really don't like them. If any of you guys watching this are quite local to me and you want them because you like them or whatever, then they're yours. Got to take them both though. Let me know. I wouldn't mind, but they're not even a fish I'd grow to like. They do let you touch them and things, if that kind of like rocks your boat. But yeah, that's what I had to rescue. And that's pretty much it for the update, guys. As always, stay sexy, stay healthy, and I shall see you in another video soon. Ta-ra!
Outside in the